I totally forgot to say. Um, See, when I say about time jumping being physically painful for me, that's because when you are in the existence of time and you snap back into the reality of it, your body reacts to the disconnect or docking process in a physical reaction, in a physical way. Um, the only way I can describe it is if you imagine your soul is super glued to the inside of your body, and when you connect to the existence of time and the physical realities of it, it's like your soul has been ripped out of your body, and what you feel when it comes back, like when you have surgery and you wake up after the surgery and you have the pain where they've made the incision. That's what it feels like when you snap back into reality, when you're living, when you've been standing in the existence of it. That pain that you feel, like with death, that pain that you feel is like that snap into reality, that you have a disconnect from someone, physically. Time jumping is the same. The pain that I get once I come back to reality is like that kind of pain on like a molecular level, because it's like my conscious self or my soul has been ripped out of my body while I'm in the reality of time. So the pain I get is the reality, the biological reality of that disconnect and reconnect. That's why 99.99999% of us on the planet only connect to the existence of time when we're asleep, or when we tune into our higher selves, or daydreaming in that. Now, daydreaming is a prime example of, if you've ever been away with the fairies and then like the phone will ring and you jump back into, like, oh, and your heart starts pounding because you get that fright. That's your conscious self, your self that is in the existence of time, being snapped back into the realities of it, and your heart pounds as a result, because it's recognizing that it's experienced something that's supernatural, like, heightened natural senses. That's why if you're a time jumper, you can't do multiple readings for people in a day. People who do readings, like they'll do intuitive readings for people, or they'll do mediumship and that, even though at the end of the day they'll be utterly exhausted, they'll get nausea, they'll get headaches and that, and they're absolutely drained. That's because they have, like, that's why they're called mediums, because it's like a go-between connection. It's like an intermittent connection. You jump in and out of the connection. But I'm a median. I'm the bridge. I bridge the gap between reality and existence. So it's exhausting and physically painful to do that. See that video I made where I went to the Druid temple? If you'd seen the video leading up to me actually hit, the bit that I recorded, I was falling over. I couldn't, because I was stepping out of reality and into existence. My physical body had trouble adapting to the connection, and I was falling over. On video, on the original video, I'm falling, like almost falling over. I have gravity issues. I start having gravity issues. And I will record it all one day. It's just I didn't like what I was hearing at the start of the video, so I just cut it out. But when you're stepping into the existence of time and snap back into reality, it is physically painful. And it can take me sometimes 2 weeks to recover from one reading, depending on, like, if someone's asked me to look in on a friend's or a loved one's murder, and I have to go over the crime scene photos and look at the court stuff and that, when I'm I swear to God, a hawk just flew past my window. Is that Horus? I'll take that as a sign. Oh, Yahweh. Anyway, what was I saying? I can't remember what I was saying now. I was interrupted by Horus. Yeah, so I'm a median, and when I look at crime scenes and things like that, like I'm physically, like I can walk around I can't control it though. That's the thing. I never know when it's going to happen. I just trust the process. And someone will get me to look at a suicide case, you know, thinking it's a murder or something like that, and it can take me a couple of days to pick up on it, but once I'm there I can walk around it, I can smell the blood, I can see the crime, I can tell them what's in their cupboards and things like that. But when I come back into reality, you know, obviously my body has then had to deal with the aftermath of that, and it's physically painful. It's like a bone crushing pain. The only way I can describe it, it's like you're... Have you ever seen that Simpsons episode where he's standing and there's like a vortex pulling him down inwards, and it's like the universe has been sucked inwards, like, you know, everything's inverting? That's what it feels like on a molecular level. Like your bones and your muscles and your nerves and that just feel like they've been sucked down and sucked into themselves, into nothingness. It's the only way I can describe it. So if someone's able to do a reading multiple times a day, they only have an intermittent connection to time. But when you connect to the existence of it, you're there. And when you come back, it's so draining and so painful, it can take you days and even weeks to recover. When it's like crime scenes and things like that, for me, it can take me a couple of weeks to recover. I yesterday was sitting with my friend when she had her medical procedure. I still haven't recovered from that. I'm still in pain and you know, still exhausted in that, but obviously, you know, I'm a mum and I've got things to do. But if it was like it's one of the reasons why I can't do readings anymore, why I will only read for like a handful of my loyal clients, because all my readings now consist of me time jumping, especially if I do palm readings. When I read the lines on someone's palm, I read their past lives. I don't know what it is, but when the lines in someone's wrist, I see their past lives in that, and I'm right there, I can see it all. And it's physically painful and exhausting, so I just, you know, I prefer to teach and educate now. But if I can do this with my children, my little X-Men, have my X-Men school when I have my North Star, you know, I can teach these kids how to do it, and then they can harness their abilities better, and, you know, we can decrease paranormal activity, if not eradicate it from the planet. Because then people will understand what it is, and kids will harness their gifts better, so they won't be creating it, because it's mostly children that create paranormal stuff, or an imbalanced mind, which is what the paranormal is. Paranormal means alongside normal. It's the subconscious to the conscious. So whereas supernatural is beyond conscious. The supernatural is above what is natural, above what is normal. It's higher normal, the higher consciousness. So yeah, I just had to explain.